Matapos mapabilang ang pangalan sa Forbes magazine at Time magazine ng China, muling nahirang si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte bilang big winner in Asia 2016 ng CNN o Cable News Network. Sinabi ni Presidential Spokesman Ernesto Abella na inilabas ng Japan Times ang report ng CNN kay Pangulong Duterte dahil sa unconventional moves o hindi nakakaugaliang mga aksyon nito para sa bansa na malayo sa dating nakagawian ng mga naging leader ng Pilipinas. Ikinalugod ng Palasyo ng Malacanang ang pagkilala sa mga magagandang ginawa ng Pangulong Duterte. Matatandang napabilang ang pangalan ng Pangulo sa lista ng Most Powerful People sa Forbes magazine habang tinangalamang Person of the Year ng Times magazine ng China.
Japan Times, the most widely read English language newspaper in Japan, carried the CNN story stating Asia's best year goes to President Rodrigo Duterte. CNN had named President Duterte as the big winner in Asia in 2016, and we quote, "For now, the Philippine leaders' unconventional moves seem a harbinger of things to come. This is no pivot to China, but a disruption of the old normal. Rodrigo Duterte ended 2016 seeking to rebalance his nation's ties, improve the life of the average Filipino, and make the Philippines a one-time economic and trade powerhouse great again. And for that, Asia's best year goes to Duterte." It's heartening to know that certain media agencies are able to notice the good things the President is doing.
Andito tayo ngayon sa Pier 15 ng Manila South Harbor kung saan sa likuran ko nakikita natin nakadaong ang malaking Russian anti-submarine ship na tinatawag na Admiral Previews. At kung makikita nyo, nakahanda na yung mga Russian Navy natin para po sa nakatakdang shipboard tour ngayon. Ipapakita ko lang na sa taas nitong barko kahapon kasi wala nito. Napansin-pansin yung naval helicopter. Posible na mamaya sa tour nga ay yan yung mga isa sa mga i-highlight nila dito. Doon sa dako nating kaliwa ay nandun na yung mga kababayan natin, mga taga-media at ilan sa mga kababayan na natin na nais lamang malaman at makita yung loob nitong Russian Navy. Ito po ay pangatlong beses na may dumaong na Russian Navy vessel dito sa Pilipinas at inaasahan nga ng Russian Ambassador to the Philippines na si Igor Kovaev na marami pang susunod na pagbisita.
Happening right now is the visit of the President at the Russian warship dock at the Manila port. President Duterte has been very vocal about how he supports Russia and once said that Russia has offered to help in terms of acquiring new weapons. In the briefing on Wednesday, Russian Ambassador Igor Kovachev has said that Russia is more than willing to supply the needed firearms of the Philippines. The 163-meter destroyer is an anti-aircraft and anti-surface warfare. Among its range of weapons, anti-torpedo rockets and missiles to repel an attack from air or underwater. These torpedo tubes launch anti-submarine missiles. Its air defense fire control system includes sonars that can detect up to 100 kilometers. The warship has artillery systems to support ground troops or for close-range gun battle.
The long wait and bad weather did not dampen the eagerness of Filipinos wishing to board the Russian warship docked at the Manila South Harbor. There were children and old folks. Some waited throughout the morning to get the rare chance.
Curious lang ako.
Kung maganda naman yung alalabasan ng pakikitungo natin sa kanila, why not, di ba?
Yeah, so, syempre, bilang kabataan, gusto rin namin malaman anong meron sa Russia.
Baka may maitulong sila sa atin na kaya sila pumunta dito.
This open house on board Admiral Tributes gives the Filipinos a glimpse of a typical Russian warfare, more than what they normally see on TV and in movies. The 163-meter destroyer is an anti-aircraft and anti-surface warfare. Among its range of weapons, anti-torpedo rockets and missiles to repel an attack from air or underwater. These torpedo tubes launch anti-submarine missiles. Its air defense fire control system includes sonars that can detect up to 100 kilometers. The warship also has artillery systems to support ground troops or for close-range gun battle.
They can shoot 6,000 shots in 1 minute.
Its flight decks can accommodate 2 anti-submarine helicopters that are armed with torpedoes and missiles.
This helicopter is very comfortable for the ship because it has 2 propellers, how you can see. And this is the unique helicopter in the world.
As part of their goodwill visit, Russian officials pay tribute to national hero Jose Rizal.
So that's our long-term strategic interest, to strengthen our friendship and partnership.
A combat capability demonstration capped the Russian Navy's public activities. Earlier, they played football with Filipino counterparts. Admiral Tributes and its sea tanker, Boris Batuma, will set sail this weekend.
Paniguro naman ni Kovayev, hindi manghihimasok ang Russia sa mga isyong hindi naman sila sangkot, tulad ng isyu sa West Philippine Sea. Pero handa raw silang tumulong sa Pilipinas.
What we need is a wish list from our Philippine partners. That's all. For example, we are ready to supply small arms and light weapons, some airplanes, helicopters, submarines, and many other weapons, sophisticated weapons. Modern weapons, not their second-hand ones.
Pro-Duterte blogger and entertainer Mocha Yuson was recently appointed as a board member of the Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, or MTRCB. Presidential Executive Secretary Salvador Medaldea confirmed the appointment of Yuson and said that the letter signed by the president was already received by the MTRCB. When asked about her qualifications, Presidential Communications Secretary Martin Andanarc cited her influence as one of the biggest bloggers in the country and her experience as an artist for more than a decade. Yuson was known for her all-out support for President Rodrigo Duterte, for leading the Mocha Girls, an all-girl dance group that appeared in all of Duterte's sorties during the campaign period.
Approve naman daw ito ni Senator Tito Soto. May common sense daw kasi si Mocha at alam ang pulso ng publiko. Sabi naman ni Senadora Grace Poe na dating naging chairperson ng MTRCB, okay ang diversity sa ahensya. Pero iisa dapat ang misyon na maisulong ang matalinong panonood.
Pinasasampahan ng reklamong kriminal ng PNC o ng NPC o ng National Privacy Commission si COMELEC Chairman Andres Bautista sa investigasyon ng NPC. Nagpabaya di mano sa tungkulin si Bautista kaya nalusutan ng mga hacker ang website ng COMELEC ilang linggo bago mag-eleksyon 2016. May report si Sandra Aguinaldo.
Ilang linggo bago ang eleksyon 2016, napasok ng mga hacker ang website ng COMELEC at nailabas ang personal na impormasyon ng milyong-milyong mga botante. 2 hacker ang naaresto noong Abril kaugnay dito. Matapos ang presidential elections noong Mayo, nagsimulang mag-imbestiga ang National Privacy Commission o NPC sa naganap na hacking. At sa kanilang press conference kanina, inilahad ng NPC ang kanilang desisyon. Nirekomenda nila sa Department of Justice o DOJ na sampahan ng kasong kriminal si COMELEC Chairman Andres Bautista dahil sa umunoy kapabayaang naging dahilan ng pagkalat ng personal data ng mga botante. Paglabag daw ito sa Data Privacy Act of 2012.
Na dapat nagkaroon ng polisiya sa loob, no? At ito na nilalaman ng batas kung paano gagawin yun, ay dapat yun ay naipatupad.
Ang hacking ng COMELEC website ang sinasabing pinakamalaking insidente ng pagnanakaw na impormasyon online dito sa bansa. Ayon sa NPC, mahigit 77 milyong personal na record ang apektado nito. Nilinaw naman ng komisyon na wala itong naging epekto sa resulta ng eleksyon, pero posible raw pagmula ng identity theft.
Ito hiwalay doon sa election conduct, no? At hindi namin nakita naka-apekto ito.
This is an opportunity to ask government and the private sector to please take data protection seriously.
Sa panayam ng media, sinabi ni Bautista na magsasampa siya ng motion for reconsideration para iapila ang desisyon ng NPC. Sobra naman daw ang rekomendasyon laban sa kanya.
The focus should not be on should be on arresting the perpetrators of hacking and not on punishing those that are being hacked.
Gumawa na daw ng hakbang ang COMELEC para maitama ang kahinaan ng kanilang website. Hiwalay na sistema rin daw ito kaya walang epekto sa eleksyon mismo.
We are constitutional officers subject to impeachment. Na kung lahat ng mga pagkakamali ay yung ibibigay dun sa head of agency, sa CEO, sa chairman, sa president, mauubos yan.
Bukod kay Bautista, nirekomenda rin ng NPC sa DOJ na imbestigahan ang natuklasan nilang pagkuha rin ng impormasyon mula sa COMELEC web server ng isang computer na may IP address na nakarehistro sa National Bureau of Investigation bago mag-eleksyon. Sinusubukan naming hinga ng pahayag ang NBI kaugnay nito. Sandra Aguinaldo, GMA News.
Once again, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. So, in spite of your busy schedule to be here, from here on,